Is Bitcoin going to go down to $19,500 on a pullback, or can we be getting ready for a move up to $24,500? And what do we have to look at in terms of correlation right now between crypto and the equity markets, and what could that be telling us? Well, I will discuss all of this with you in today's video. And let's start off by talking about correlation. So this, of course, is the Bitcoin price chart right here. The orange line on the chart, that is the S&P 500. The light blue line, that is actually the price of gold. Now, what's interesting here is that we are seeing today, maybe just in the last 2 or 3 days, is that Bitcoin has been very temporarily having a stronger correlation with gold over the last few days. But you can see the general trend has been, and hey, maybe this is our breakaway moment. We're finally going to be uncorrelated. We're going to follow the price of gold. Gold's going to have $10,000. Bitcoin's going to $1 million. It's going to be crazy. Or not. We stay pretty heavily correlated to the equity markets, which has basically been our story for a very, very long time. You can see, sure, there's some day-to-day variations, but for the most part, the price of Bitcoin has been following right along with the equity markets. We'll take gold off there and you can see just the orange line here and how closely we are seeing that general correlation in price movements between Bitcoin and the equity markets. Now, of course, there's the occasional situation like here when FTX collapsed and Bitcoin went down dramatically and the S&P 500 barely moved, but that was because it was a crypto-specific event. But for the most part, very, very strong correlation. When equities are pumping, that means people are looking to take risk bets, they come into crypto. When equities are dumping, everyone's running out of risk, they're out of crypto, right? So this has been a very, very strong correlation we've been seeing. And right now, what's the S&P 500 doing? Well, we have just come up to our downtrend line. And look, I know sometimes downtrend lines can be a bit of a meme, but you got to look at this one. It's been pretty damn clear so far. Every time we've hit this downtrend line here, right, which has been established since here is 1, 2, 3, now our 4th time actually rejecting on that since we established it. It's pretty gosh darn telling that the market is respecting this line at the moment. So we are currently facing a rejection once again here, right? As we can see, zoom in on that a little bit. We are currently seeing this rejection right here. How far that rejection goes down, we shall find out. Will we find support here soon? Maybe we'll just open up next week, some bullish news and blast off again. Maybe we'll finally get over that. But that's a real line for us to try and beat right now. We want to see equities moving up over this, because what we are continuing to see is we are just putting in lower and lower peaks, right? That means the downtrend in equities is continuing. Yes, we have nice little pumps, but the downtrend is still in play until we start seeing these peaks coming up and actually going higher, right? We want to, of course, first get higher than 4,100. So we want to see our next peak do something like that, right? And then something like that. So we start getting up over these areas of price resistance and start building strength back into the equity market, which would then, I imagine, correlate into building strength in the crypto markets. There's 2 interesting things I'd like to point out on the chart here for you. The first is that we could be, and this is a couple weeks away at least if we do get it, but we're starting to move in that direction just so slightly. See the light blue line on the chart here, this is the 50-day moving average. We are moving towards a potential golden cross. So that is when the 50-day crosses over the 200-day. So that, in this scenario, if we kept an approximate move in that direction, we could see that happening, for example, in early to mid-February, potentially. And we'll see how that plays out. We could still see price movements down, which would drag that 50-day MA down a little bit. But I think the key area to be watching right now is, of course, the 200-day moving average. This is the bull bear line, as I've discussed many times with you on this channel. This is when the price is trading above, the bulls are trying to take charge and potentially going to be in charge of the price. When we are trading below, that is when the bears are in control of the price. Now, if we had a nice little pullback here, right, this would be an area I'd really want to see holding up as price support. Maybe some wicks under, whatever, but we want to see those daily candles continuing to close above the 200-day moving average. Find that line of support around $19,500, $19,600. Now, if you are looking to play that, then yeah, throw in a limit order around like $19,600, right? But on the understanding we still have a lot of crazy macro stuff going on and prices could still easily smash back through that line. But 19,600 is an interesting area of price confluence here. We have seen that acting as resistance back in these areas, support back in these areas. So it is an important line right now for Bitcoin. I'd like to see the price holding above that. But if we do get a pullback, that would be my target area, right? If we fall through the 200-day MA, well then, you know, all bets are off at that point and we could be facing some price pain. Now, where's the $24,500 number come in at? Well, that comes in because that is where the 200-week moving average is at. And we'll get to that in just a moment, but I'd just like to point out too, this line right here, which is our downtrend line for Bitcoin, lining up very much with that S&P 500 equity line, right? Although Bitcoin has only put in, this is really the second touch of that line, right? So, but right now we are at that downtrend line. We want to see the price closing above here. We want to start again seeing those higher peaks. We keep putting in these lower peaks coming down. We are at a very critical level right now on that trend line. And the next price target, if we can manage a bit of a rally here, if we can get the price of Bitcoin to continue pumping, that's going to be up around $24,500, which is where the 200-week simple moving average is at. Now that very, very key line for Bitcoin. Basically, any time you have seen Bitcoin trading under the 200-week simple moving average has been a buy opportunity. That's where we are right now. I know we pumped up 33% last week, but you got to keep perspective. We're still 70% down, but that is the next big area of price resistance that we're going to be coming up on, that 24,500 level. And of course, that then lines up once again with, you know, the weekly candle closes over here from August. So we do have, again, confluence in that area. So we'll see, of course, if we can stage a rally that high. A lot of it's going to depend on equities, but we shall see how it all plays out. By the way, if you are a cryptocurrency trader, you need to get yourself an account over on Bybit. It is the best place for buying and selling crypto, trading futures contracts, zero fee spot markets, up to $30,000 in trading bonuses using that link down below in the description. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe now. See you next time.